Oh. What up, Real? What up, Pop? What up, Numsy? Doing good, dude. How are you? Like to claim first? You actually were first. What's up, rats? How are we feeling about the Minecraft music in the background? Is it a vibe? I love it. Keep it on. What's up, Kid J? What's up, thanks? Just working heavy on the side monitor? Okay, nice. Work going good? What's up, Manny? What's up, Apex? What's up, Nick and Shadow Sly? You streaming YouTube. Welcome to DJ. No problem, Shadow. Good to see you. Sorry, I couldn't. It wasn't popping up before, but it should now. Yeah, of course, Spunk. Thank you for being here. What's up, Vizzle? Speaking of which, doing this again, dude. Doing this again, are we? Live has ended. Oh, there we go. Okay. I should be good now. I should be able to see everybody's messages. I hope. All right. One moment, please. What are you guys doing today, though? A lot of Anubis lately, and I've been doing great. I think I'm gonna keep grinding with him. Dude, Anubis is a ton of fun, and he's also strong. I think he's actually strong in Smite too. As far as like ranked and pubs go. Okay. Let's get in there, shall we? Queuing us up. Alright. Yeah, I like his new passive. It's cool. I'm good, Furia. Furia, how are you? How goes it? We have enough time for one game, and then we got patch notes. Anyways, so I was able to enjoy one of your streams. It's good to see, Apex. Usually watch on Twitch. Yeah, Ymir's wall change is really cool. It's one of the cooler like additions they've made to character kit. They need to do it to more characters. What's up, Noin? How are you, buddy? Speaking of, I'll play some mid. Maybe I'll even play Anubis. Just doing some spreadsheet sites so I'm able to in this surgery. Oh, nice. That's good. Get to chill. Work on spreading those sheets. True, Jedi. That's actually true. Well, with one friend specifically, and then we'll see what happens. If anybody else wants to join. Yeah, Mwack, what's up, buddy? Dude, Mid chapter last night. Mid chapter. Just had the most brain numbing game. Smite game? Maybe I will just slam in a Anubis game. Yeah, rank do be interesting. Wait, which one's Hobo? Oh, by the way, maybe we could do some giveaways today. I have some things I can give away. I think. I thought I did. Where are these bad boys? Oh, here they are. Yeah, a Ganesha skin and a cross-gen pass. Give those away. We can do some marbles. Yeah, maybe, Mike. But even then, I don't even know if that's happening based on what I read. Well, when I run it, it will be a marbles race, and you just type !play, and it'll allow you to participate real. I'll probably do one. Probably do some today. Throughout the stream. The jig? Oh. No. I'm not sure if he sent it to me. Maybe he did. Not good with this. Speaking of which, let me add that to the title. We'll do some. Drops. And give. Okay. Who you main in Deadlock? I'm still trying out everybody. I love playing a bunch of different characters, but I was enjoying Vindicta is cool. I like her sniper and her like long range play style, floating up in the sky, just like trying to like out aim people. And then honestly, I need to play Pocket again. He was pretty cool. I kind of liked him as well. Who else? Who else? I might go Aegis. I'll be susceptible to Fenrir ult, but who cares? Just save my ult for him. Yeah, I watched a little bit of it, Mike. I didn't watch all of it. Do you guys mouse pads ever feel like maybe almost like damp, even though it's not? Maybe it's like humidity or something. It's not damp from like actually from anything. Sometimes it'll feel especially notice it when like I'm playing FPSs. Sometimes it'll just be feeling a little bit like more coarse. They're at 3 o'clock, so about 30 minutes away. We'll go some Doom Orb, actually. It's always fun. Yeah, maybe. Hobo. They ruined Gooby. We need his old passive. Why was it changed? What? They didn't ruin him. First of all, Anubis was never even, like, at a high level, not even that viable of a character. But he's definitely strong in this game. I don't think they ruined him. If anything, the only thing I didn't really like is how they changed his ult and added like a burst at the beginning. That's how I feel. I wash that thing when it gets damp. You wash your mouse pad? Wait, why is yours getting damp though? Hmm? Any particular reason? Okay. It's valuable use of my Aegis there, that's for sure.
Your right tower is under attack.
Speed buff, bro.
Enemy missing right.
Oh, completed.
Completed.
Curses. Lucky. Mousepad is dank. I'm smoking too much hashish. Who feels too clunky, Mark?
Going down.
Not Anubis, right? Really? No shot. I don't think he feels clunky at all. Wait, why does it suck, Mirror? Yo, what's up, Matt? What's up, Joe? How are you guys? Oh shoot, I just walked into that. Intention.
That's too bad. Behind us! Behind us!
An ally has been slain.
I think he feels pretty good. I mean, I do. Maybe his ult is one thing I don't like as much as I did in Smite 1. I don't know if I like the burst part of it. I like it. Just felt so like you just click Anubis ult and you just start zapping people, whereas now there's like a small delay, which I'm not as much of a fan of. But whereas like you do a lot, you do more damage up front, like right away before they can get away. The thing is like the time of the delay, it kind of makes up for that damage that you're getting. Jeez, he's fast. He's just out of there. That's his beads though. Take that.
Enemy missing right.
No beads on Kukulkan. I could probably wombo combo him. What's up, Choso? What's up, Mysterio? Fact is one of my favorite actives. It goes hard. Yeah, that's a cool one. More active items like that would be sick. I don't hope they bring Kuzumbo to the game yet. There's a long list of characters before they should add Kuzumbo. What's up, MK? How are you doing? What's up, Kale?
Enemy missing right.
An enemy has been slain.
You can play corner on him here because he knows the timer on this. Damn, that shield, bro.
Attack middle lane. Attack middle lane.
Oh, he's 1 HP.
Going
That's unlucky.
Good work.
Kukul can live with one. Yeah, Ymir's very good in solo. Honestly, I bet the two best solo laners are probably Ymir and Bacchus, but... But that might change. They're probably gonna nerf. They're probably gonna nerf both. They definitely should nerf Ymir passive. I think slams. Or his two. These are pulling from USA. Greetings, my friend. Choso like freaking JJK.
Going down. An enemy has been slain.
Yeah, if they fix all Mordred's bugs, he probably will be. I should go grab those orgs, but I don't care. I'm not grabbing them.
Be right back.
Yeah, ranked is out. In Smite 2. It's been out.
Ah,
Since the game came out.
True power.
Okay.
Dude, Gemma Focus is too strong. Fundamentally. Gotta buy it every game.
Enemy missing left.
Oh wait, you're saying greetings to Poland from USA. He's from Mysterio is from Poland. My bad, what's up, Mysterio? What's up, Tayshaw? I'm in Arizona. Well, no matter where you are in the world, it's in 30 minutes. 3 p.m. EST, which is, I believe,
Halves align again.
12 o'clock Arizona time? Or no, probably 1 o'clock.
On my way.
Yeah, Ymir's change is cool. Oh yeah, MK, was it rough? Did you guys lose? So I'll do these. Gonna... Atlas or Cuckoo? Definitely could do with Cuckoo since he's actually in Smite 2. Hopefully they add Atlas soon to Smite 2. Atlas is a cool character. But yeah, I can. Lately when I've been playing characters in Smite 2, if people are like trying to learn them more or don't understand and need me to explain their kit, I can do that. You just gotta ask and I'll do it. This game is a stop. The other day when I was playing Smite 2, we lost every game and it was kind of unwinnable. So maybe today I'm gonna win every game and it'll be unlosable. So far, that's looking like what it is. I'm not even affecting this game and my team's owning. What's up, Jiggy?
Under attack.
Sorry, Jiggy. Is it that boring? Probably do some whatchamacallit today. Some predictions as well, just for fun. So you guys can gamble. So I'm also gonna do some giveaways. Ow. Jesus. Squad freaking arrived. Oh my god, is he mystical mailing on him? Right. Oh, okay. I'm just trolling. I'm just trolling you. I'm yanking your chain. New player, it's good to know there's someone who can buy that's gonna support you. Really help me get in the game, and I thank you for that. Yeah, no problem, dude. Like I said, if you ever have any questions, I can answer him. I'm your guy. Uh-oh. That was loud.
On my way.
What the hell is Fender doing here? Bro's just rotating.
On my way.
Ult that guy, Ares. Oh, we got this Fender here. He just decided to rotate again. What the hell is this? He literally walked through my whole team just to hit me. These guys are just rotating. They've decided to. Yeah, it is, Jiggy. It's a hint. The Minecraft music is a hint, by the way, because we're so close to our subgoal, which is a community Minecraft server. No, they haven't added Hachiman yet, Chewy. This is Smite 2, Yanni. Smite dose, my friend. What the dog doing? Cleo, she's just hanging out. Chewing on her bone. Sword behind why the archers will liberate you and sometimes you... Oh, it's just a bug. It's just a bug. I couldn't explain why it does that. But, yeah. Oh, there's somebody behind you, Neat. Disappeared into the moonlight. That's okay. That was your first time playing, G? Does this increase stun duration? Oh, it does. Not by that much. I heard you backing there, Loki. Like 5th? Okay. Oh, lore justification? Because Mordred is it's a part of the round table, and those archers are jealous, so they figure they'd shoot him with 1,000,000 archer shots to get payback, because they really want to be a part of the round table. It's really simple, actually. Yeah, Clap, I have. I played it the past 2 days. Playing it again later. Gotta play with my friend Ham. And, maybe some other people. Let's see. I'm pretty new, though. Oh. Oh, I'm gonna get hit by that. Your ult. It's quite rare to have a close game in this video game, I'm not gonna lie. One way or the other. Which sucks, because if I had more close games, I'd be having so much more fun. The game itself is nice. What's up, Rainin? How you doing, bro? Can I ever do this? Maybe. Looks like I can. Let's hit fire, dude. I got this little guy. I'll go assault. Is this a bad call? No, that's good. Unless this guy steals it. Oh, he stole it with Thunder. I need somebody to get that guy off of it. Sunder's so broken, he can just secure it. That is crazy. Let's get a Cosmic Whore into a Typhons, maybe. Dude, if you don't go Book of Thoth, you actually don't get that much intelligence.
On my way.
How much does Doomorb give? 75, and then you get more. So what, 95 total? I guess I need to get my Gem of Focus stacked as well. I don't have some more. Yeah, hopefully they nerf Sunder in the patch notes that are starting in 15 minutes.
Why, hello, subjects.
Why, hello, subjects.
Going down.
Oh, I still got this thing. Broken. They're tanking for us, dude. They're tanky. Everyone's dying.
On my way. On my way.
Why is this guy level 13? What the heck? Uh-oh. I'm dead either way, but...
By the gods.
Wait, did I not kill that Loki? Wait, I thought I killed that Loki. He survived. Did he blink out or something? That's crazy. Okay, now because I made a Troll Fire Giant call and the finished ult with Sunder, this game's been gonna stall out. I think he blinker-tinned away.
Gorb has joined the Fonza family.
No, I am
Welcome.
Juice that guy. No, it's Smite 2 is out. It's a 24/7 alpha. You just have to pay for it, Juice. Or get a key to it. What's up, George? How are you guys? No, sorry if I'm not reading it. It's not updating in my actual my multi-chat that I have. How is Phoenix need more health? I feel like they die real quick if uncontested. Maybe slightly. I think they could do slightly more damage. Or at least make it so like in Smite 1 where like in Smite 2 they don't work the exact same. A lot of the tower shots you expect to take they don't send out to you. Like if you leave the tower right before it sends out the shot, it no longer like sends it out and chases you with it, you know? Like homing missiles you. It doesn't do that anymore, which I think it probably should be similar to Smite 1 in that way. So it actually is more threatening.
On my way.
It's pretty easy to just reset. And also there's things like jumps and stuff that are resetting the aggro of it. Resetting tanking it. I've been sundered. My gosh, this guy's slamming me. What
Chloe
the
Lloyd
hell
has
is that
joined
guy's
the
build?
Fonzo family. Welcome.
Oh, he's got devs and berserkers. That checks out. Who was that? Flo, thank you for the sub. And Gorb, thank you for the sub, guys. Much appreciated. Welcome to the Fonzo family. Thank you, guys. I have beads. Probably does. Sensei Scav. Markov?
Stand back. I can handle this.
Just get our Typhons, although I'm... Oh, never mind, I can get my starter. It's the purple one. Okay, the pink one. I have 410 int now. Oh, I was trying to get to 420. Just 420. I'm ready for Scary Sunday. A few days away, but I appreciate that, Froggy. Sincerely. How you doing, bro? Gonna stall out. If you can't get a close game, you force it to be. Fine, I'm playing chess. True. That was actually something I did a lot in Smite 1. Fun. Just for the content. But... I mean, we have a Sunder this time. I love it, Jesus. I love Combat Blink. So much fun. I also think it's balanced. Oh my god, it's still 1 HP. How is that possible? I'm gonna ult this so we can get it. Oh, I forgot he had Sunder. Oh my god. He's ulting in just to kill our support. And he's not even gonna kill him. Dude, he's so fast. What the French toast, man?
Outstanding.
This Bacchus is 17 and 2. Holy, and he's full tank. What a character.
Your team has destroyed a right enemy tower.
No, it's not. It's free, Juice. You gotta... It's a closed alpha. It will become free when it's in an open beta. But for now, you gotta pay 30 bucks. But you get the God pack. You get all the gods forever. Yeah, I am, Nick. What's up, bro? Oh, shit. The full HP, my goodness. Double kill? Let me get the triple. Let me walk into a NATO. Triple kill. Quadra kill. Oh, Bacchus stole it. It's unlucky. Yeah, the penta. I'm just spewing on him. Oh my gosh. GG. Thanks, Rainin. I wish you could see the post-game stats. Hopefully that's in the patch today. We only got 7 minutes before the patch notes begin, so let's just do a giveaway while we wait. On marbles. We'll do a giveaway and then we can watch the patch notes and see what they're all about. Although I don't know if I want to watch the whole patch notes. I kind of want to read them. This Minecraft update looks crazy. What's up, Gus? Okie dokie. Race. Marbles. Okay. Let's do... Marble Factory? Did we do this one? I don't think so. Oh, is it? Oh, my camera's in the wrong spot to begin with. That's why. Oh, wait. I think we did do this map. But I don't know. Just type !play if you want to enter the giveaway in the Twitch chat. You must type it. That's because I'm supposed to be down here, first and foremost. And Surfshark is supposed to be over here, which, by the way, I need to do a Surfshark like call out today. Somebody, maybe you guys could remind me. Patience, thank you for the sub, dude. Welcome to the Fonzo family. I appreciate that. Type !play in Twitch chat, guys, and it'll make a marble for you on screen. And then you'll be in the giveaway. And I'm going to give away a Ganesha skin, I guess. I think I'm at like Diamond
has joined
right
the
now,
Fonzo
Brady.
family. Welcome.
I lost a bunch of games, to be honest. So I was kind of... I was Diamond? I might be Plat. Most anticipated character released next in Smite 2? I had one for every role the other day. I said they should add Kakolin, Thor, Jungle, Kakolin solo, Raijin mid, or Merlin mid, and then Geb support and Rama ADC, or Uller. Oh, it's all good, War. I just started streaming on TikTok, you know? It's a grind, buddy. Sorry, Richie, you gotta do it in Twitch chat. You too, Wet Lettuce. You too, bro. And by the way, we are... Oh, it's supposed to be right there. That's good. We are, what is that? 47 subs away from our sub goal, !sub goal, which will be a community Minecraft server and a League of Legends stream for the first time ever. So, just saying. I'm gonna run this. This is for a Ganesh skin or for a battle pass? A cross-gen battle pass thing? I don't know. Something like that. Vibrations, dude. High vibrations. Thank you for the 2 months.
High Vibrations has joined the Fonzo family. Welcome.
The patch notes are at 3 EST, Sieg. So in 3 minutes. Literally. When the actual patch notes are out as like a text, I'm not sure. It's usually pretty soon after. Sometimes it's immediately.
Thank you.
Good luck, everyone. Good luck, everyone, participating. Well, what the heck is that? Yeah, I don't think we have done this map. You mean after the patch notes, Jiggy? I forgot about the PTS. I might do PTS if it's up, but it depends on how long it'll take.
Let's hope for a good patch.
Because if I have to watch the patch notes, that usually takes a while. And, yeah, we'll see how much time there is. Foo with the 67 months, dude. Welcome back to the Fonzo family. So for a good patch, I agree. I hope there's some good content in it. I appreciate the freaking 67 months. That's a long time. Your vibrations, your sub didn't come in time. It says you're not a sub on the Marbles game. But you are in the lead right now. Why are you guys getting stuck down there? High Vibrations is in the lead. Whoa, what is going on in here? Oh, I was going to say you're comfortably in the lead, but people are near you now. There's a lot of people here. Out DPS Moist is now in the... Wait, we have done this map. We have done this map, actually. I remember this part, I swear. Because I think whoever... Oh, wait, maybe not. I don't remember that part. I don't know if there's like a single biggest change that I want, Richie. Maybe if I thought about it. But there's a ton of small things that need to be fixed, a bunch of bug fixes. And of course, whenever it comes to like changes, you'll always hear me saying I want more gods and more god changes, more individual character changes. Like hot take, I know this is something that probably isn't as realistic based on like, oh yeah, people died here. I think I do remember this map now. Unlucky. Looks like Inglorious is gonna win. Unless he dies somehow. But hot take is first of all, everyone who is like, oh, Smite 2 is coming out, I'm quitting Smite 1 forever, I'm gonna be grinding Smite 2. It's like, After a couple weeks, they were like, okay, I'm kind of bored. There's not a lot of gods. Dude, I was saying that from the get-go. I was like, people are going to get bored so fast because there's just only 23 gods, and most of them are the same. So the hot take is, if all 23 of the gods that were in Smite 2 were like completely different or like noticeably different, people would still be enjoying the game a ton, and it would still be incredibly fresh and cool and be worth grinding and everything. But because most of the gods are basically just the exact same with a few new gods who are really cool, it's gotten old fast for a lot of people. But like, if all 23 of those gods were literally rekitted versions of the characters that are in the game, or just like new characters, like people would be having so much fun right now. Which is, of course, is maybe a obvious thing to say, but it's like also, I don't know. I just think it kind of proves a point that like that they should be doing something new with the game. Like Smite 2 should be fresh and new. And it just, so I mean, some of it is, and some of it's not. So I'm definitely torn on. Inglorious, congrats. Sorry, I was trying to pay attention to the race, but you won. You have won the giveaway, Inglorious. Just message me on Discord, and I can hit you up with either whether you want a Guiding Light Ganesha skin or a Seraphim cross-gen pass. Up to you. Exclamation point Discord. But yeah, it's like, yeah, patches today. Bacchus for Smite 2, yeah. Especially with some fun changes. One sec. Okay. All right. GG's. Let's see if these patch notes are starting. Smite game. Indubitably. That's Incon. Oops.
I believe there's a chat command. Should be
Thank you.
access. That's going to give you a link to a giveaway. We're giving away quite a few codes across 3 different platforms for access into Smite 2's alpha right now. This isn't a founder spec. Let me just warn you right now. This is just access to the game as if it were free to play. So you can hop in and check the game out, and then decide, you know, if you feel like joining us on this journey, or you still provide us feedback.
Okay.
Get a founder spec
There we go.
if you're interested, but that's the way to do it. So go to that link, and there's a secret.
Probably have to move my
password.
camera on this
That
side.
Password. I'll make sure I say it right. It's Smite 2 Alpha, all one word, and all caps. So Smite 2, the number 2 Alpha.
I love how I just moved my camera. I'll move up
So
here.
make sure you go and type that in.
All right, let's watch these patch notes and chill.
Get a free code, and make sure that you choose the platform.
Patch notes and chill, anybody?
There's 3 different options. You will have Steam, PlayStation.
Yeah,
or,
Richie. That all the progression on your characters and stuff will transition to
Xbox.
beta.
So choose the platform you intend to play on, and go.
I
get
agree,
yourself a
Zeke.
free code.
I never share my codes in chat because I don't need them anymore. Got a founder? Sure.
So make
Yeah,
sure
that's
to
fine,
check it out
Sash.
for Twitch chat.
Drop them in the chat.
And
Chat,
then
be
you
ready.
go to the Twitch
Dropping
chat, you can
codes.
Grab that. So.
Are they spamming it in the chat?
Awesome.
What are you talking about, Tinker?
Thank you, chat. Chat spam is something I can always rely on.
For
so I
what?
guess we're gonna keep moving. It's time to just
Can you
dive
turn
right
up,
into
please?
stuff we
Sure.
have to talk about today, because there is plenty to talk about. So we're getting into, I guess, what I'm gonna call some good
How's that?
quality of life changes. These are just a bunch of good changes that come from feedback from closed alpha 1, and just, you know, us listening to what y'all have to say. So let's dive into some of the more general gameplay fixes.
Yeah, variety of fixes and new features here. But yeah, so fixed an issue where the arena mode was not granting the correct amount of worshipers. I've seen a lot of discussion about that one
The grind is back.
online. Yeah. Fixing an issue with Mastery 9 took more worshipers to attain than Mastery 10. Just a little
Yeah.
miscalculation, you know?
That'll happen.
Easy
Math-
fix.
math's
Dude,
fun.
I'm hoping
Fix
they
an issue
Kepler
with
has
the
joined the
custom
Fonzo
stuff in
family.
this
patch,
Welcome.
man.
When other players exited a ranked match. That's one that's
And I
been
hope
around
there's
for a
new
while. We had
characters,
that
right?
one,
Ama and Nuwa?
off and on. That's a tricky one.
Well, new.
When
I
the
don't know how new
lobby
they'll
is
feel, but-
crashing, sometimes it doesn't know
It
who
doesn't- yeah.
was.
They
the
just
culprit,
started
but
Tinker.
There's another fix in for that in this.
They just
update,
started
so
a couple
I'm
minutes
happy
ago.
about that one.
Awesome.
This is a big one right here. Fixed an issue where stuns, roots, and mesmerizes would still show characters moving for a small distance after being CC'd.
Okay.
So that was
Appreciate
a
that,
server
Sash.
client.
Redeem those
type
codes
of
that
tech
Sash dropped in
yeah,
the
solution.
chat. They're founders packs.
But that was really important because
Or are there founders packs? They're probably just
you're
access to the
making
game.
plays off of that movement.
Yeah, you're trying to hit those skill
But
shots, and if
yeah,
they're
either
still
way,
moving,
you're
it's
trying to play
weird.
Smite too.
Yeah, exactly. And a similar one with that, dashes, leaps, and other movement abilities have been improved to allow you to keep your max speed as you end the movement ability and let you move in any direction. So you will keep your
Okay.
full speed as you enter into a leap, or what we call a tween, which is what, kind of a technical term for whenever the game moves you between 2 points.
Okay.
Not officially a gameplay term, but yeah, we use that to cover a lot of dashes, leaps, teleports, that type of thing.
Oh,
So
that's
you'll be able
cool.
to
That's
keep
probably a
moving
good
full speed
move,
as
like
you
a
enter and
good
exit.
quality of life feel thing.
So both of those are just going to contribute
to
to a
keep
lot
your
of like
speed as you
core
land from
smoothness
leaps and
of
stuff.
the gameplay.
Yeah, help refine that second-by-second play. Cool. Let's keep going.
what
Collision
they're saying,
systems
yeah.
rework
PK.
to reduce issues where characters would fall through the collision or become stuck.
Probably
in
not the
collision.
Zig. Not right now, at least. I
Oh,
have too
Panda,
many
forgot
games
to
to
check.
play.
Did you see if
the
QA
game
gave
looks
us a
cool.
response on that other thing we were looking at?
I can look real quick.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, double check for me. We'll add it. So a little bit of a new feature here, adding sensitivity steps in the settings menu. You can now choose up to 0.25 increments. So if you felt like something between 14 and 15, it feels right, but it's like 15
14
is
and
too fast,
15,
14 is
that's
too
a high
slow. You
sense.
can now go to 14.25, 0.5, 0.75, or
Oh,
1.0.
sheesh.
So essentially 4 times the
There's increments
granularity
for
in
sensitivity.
your sensitivity
wow.
settings.
Very refined.
And because that could be a lot of things to click through, instead of having to manually click, you can also just hold the click to cycle real fast, until you get to like the general spot you want, and then you can fine tune adjust from there.
Fine clicks. Nice.
Yeah, so that's a big one. New features.
Well, they're just going to
Another
talk
new
about all the
feature here
boring
is what-
stuff at
this
first,
is a term
probably.
that you might have seen if you play
All the
fighting games
fixes
or other
and
games. So the
little additions.
simultaneous opposing cardinal directions is kind of what the feature is, right? We have added this to Smite 2, and we are using the last input
What's up, Mommy
is
McDaddy? How are
priority
you?
as the default setting. So this is going to be, I'll explain a little bit more in the
Please do.
in the general terms. This is essentially the feature of you're pressing 2 directional buttons at once.
Okay.
How does the game decide?
Yeah.
Right. So Smite 1 actually uses what we would call a neutral setting. So if you press left and right at the same time, those will cancel each other out.
Yeah.
If you're on the neutral setting. So you can change that back if you want, but we're going to be using the default of last input priority, so it'll depend on whichever one you pressed most recently.
Okay.
You'll keep moving. We like this new setting, so first, like I said, you can always revert this, go to your settings, find the gameplay settings, and change it back to neutral if you don't like this.
That's a cool little
But
change.
The last input priority lets you like more quickly toggle between the two.
Yeah.
Because if you're neutral at the split second you're pressing both, they'll be doing
stand
nothing.
still,
So
yeah.
you'll slow down.
Okay.
Right. So if you really want to get like quicker jukes
Yeah.
and change direction really quick, the last input
Oh,
we
that's
think
cool.
is better. So previously we didn't really have this feature like fully designed at all. It was kind of using, I guess, we would say like the engine default or something like that.
Base
But we wanted to be very clear about the difference between Smite 1 and
80
Smite 2.
straight
Here, this
gotta
is
go
a difference.
crazy.
It is a setting. You can revert back to Smite 1
about to be
style if you
jorking so
prefer.
hard.
Or, as players get their hands on this and we get
Lacing
some
up our
feedback, maybe
juke
we can
shoes
readjust
for
the
us.
default and only the true juke shoes, only the Barra backsteppers out there
Yeah, right.
will pull out the last prio input. But
Yeah.
we know we've got a competitive audience. So we have set it in the way we think is competitive, and it's intentionally different from Smite 1. It's intentional. It's all very intentional.
Yeah.
But it's another nice
No, I've never played it, Chunky.
programming feature coming to this update.
Never in me life.
We have changed the default reticle to be the X.
Yeah.
Big deal for some people.
Yeah.
You can always change that if you don't like that.
Plain and simple. Change it if you want. But the default is X.
We also have implemented the system where you can earn your God Mastery progress in co-op queues, but that will be capped at level 4, so you can't just grind out all your mastery in those co-op versus AI queues.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then an update for the what you had asked for if QA got back. Technically, we're jumping ahead because of the God change, but we might as well call it out because
Well, I was talking about the core collision rework, and that's why I wanted to sneak this in.
yeah.
Well, let's
so
do it.
if you've seen clips of Susano launching himself crazy distances where he just flies
No,
off
don't
into the
fix
distance,
it.
that was because of the way the collision interacted with an element of the area that was like 1 pixel higher.
Yeah.
And it just sent them flying. That's been resolved.
Kind of like a slide jump, but like up instead of down.
Keep it in the game, dude. I want to be able to fly around the map.
Is
Flying.
fixed. Awesome.
Yeah.
Or
Well, cool.
movement
All right, so
better.
that covers it for some of the more general gameplay stuff, but we still have a few
I think
quality of life, some
Amma
really
and
cool
Noir are
updates to
supposed to
keep
be in this
hitting.
update,
So let's talk
Siraj.
about art next.
We have a lot of these. Yeah, we have many sections. So let's go. We got Soul and Ymir card arts have been reworked to show more of the artwork. Previously, we had cropped those in a little tighter,
zoomed in.
but now they're zoomed
I won't
back
give
out
any
so
of
you
this
can kind of
real
see
quick.
the full
Let's go
art.
bugs.
The Jing Wei card art has been adjusted.
I
due
mean,
to
it's
player
all part of
feedback.
the same
Mostly
patch,
it's
though,
been a
Frosty.
rework of her facial features.
Okay.
So it's going to be more reminiscent of what you're used to in Smite 1, but keeping a lot of the other updates on the.
They're also already
detail and
talking about
accuracy in the
fixing bugs. They
clothing
just
and
talked
all
about
the
2 or
other
3
stuff.
bugs
Yeah,
they
nice.
fixed. They fixed
Hades'
a
staff in his 3D model has been
flipping when it
reworked
comes
to
to,
the
like, CC.
two-pronged Bident.
Biden.
And I had, I mean, just to call out, one specific community, we know Reddit was the ones talking about this a lot.
I saw.
They were also talking a lot about a Hades remodel.
Yeah,
and
that
they
is
even
pretty troll and whack.
phrased this change as a remodel. This is not a remodel. We wouldn't describe it as such. It was just a weapon change.
Yeah.
That was the intent, was to only update the weapon. There was a lot of various feedback about Hades and a lot of different, communities like the model. Some people had different ideas for different ways to potentially change the actual character model. The one thing that we felt like everybody generally
That's
agreed
really
on
what
was
they
the
just
weapon
talked about,
Yeah.
right?
being the
They
Bident would be a
just
nice
said
nod
that
to
they
the
fixed
lore. It would
the
just look
Susano
cool.
flying bug.
Things like that. So we did set some time aside to make that weapon change. I think it looks really good.
It
and
does.
Shout out to the communities who phrased that. But that was the intent, was to just change the weapon, not the
Yeah,
rest of the model.
Siraj,
Our
both those
Hades is
characters.
our Hades, and we love him, and he's a very, very popular god in Smite and in Smite 2. So we don't intend to really change much else.
Cool. And one last thing to talk about in this section.
Yeah, we updated the CC buff bar icons. So, those little red icons that get put above your, your
From
health
Res.
bar that show when you're CC'd. Those have been updated to a new suite of more clearly readable art and more modern art. We were just using some old temps there that were they're very colorful, but they were hard to see. They were kind of noisy. They were old, so these are updated now. They'll match the ones that
wanna
are
play the Minecraft
consistently
music.
used in the ability tooltip. So you'll see
Nice.
this is the stun icon. This is the
Not
stun
yet,
icon,
sick.
and
The patch
it
notes
syncs
just
up very
started. What's
nicely,
up, Evan?
and
How are
it's,
you?
a lot
Good
more
afternoon.
clear to read and just glance out.
I think
the
it's
corner real
awesome,
quick to
Mommy.
see if you're CC.
Mommy
Love
McDaddy.
some visual clarity.
It's fun to
Cool
build both
keep the
thought
ball
entrance and
rolling.
it's
We're
on a lot of
moving- I guess
characters.
kind of similar to
I
that.
think
We're
it's cool.
moving into more of the UI.
But it is a little bit
department
broken.
of fixing.
Yeah, that last one was a
Nerf it a little
UI
bit.
art, so it was in the
Yeah.
art section, but now we're in UI.
It
There's-
ties together.
Yeah, we got a lot. For this is only a 3-week update, we only,
Yeah,
and we
that's
got all this,
true.
and we go. Here we go. So, we fixed a variety of issues where settings would reset at unintended times. This still might happen on certain settings and certain occasions.
Yeah.
Please continue to voice that if you see that. But we
Let
did
us know.
fix many
goodness
of the
they're fixing
situations with this. We've added arrows to the god pages in the front end. So at the top left, you can click the arrow left and right to cycle between gods instead of having to go out and back to the list and click
Yeah,
in.
yeah, I saw
Now you can
that.
just between the gods.
Nice.
Right?
Cool.
Items in your inventory in the game that are ready to upgrade will now have a gold coin icon on them. So if you look down at your inventory, you see a bunch of gold icons, you go, you got enough gold to go back to base.
Yeah.
That type of thing. That just wasn't there, right?
I missed that feature.
It's all the stuff we have to remake,
that's
right?
cool.
Making a
Yeah,
new game. There's a
one
lot of
step at
stuff.
a
They brought
Yeah.
that back from Smite 1.
We fixed various issues with the
Nice
item
quality of
store
life.
that would affect
It'll now
console
tell you
navigation.
your gold will
This
flash
is
when you have
there's
enough.
a
Or
really
your item will flash
loaded
when you have
bullet
enough
point
gold
here.
for it.
Yeah.
There's so
Upgrade.
many things we're fixing, and it would take a really long time to copy and paste all these out. So we can give more clarity in the future if we need to. But we did want to talk about here that we fixed many issues involving the item store. We fixed issues regarding console navigation.
Got it.
We fixed issues involving gold displaying it properly. So there was times where items would appear hidden, like you can't afford even though you could.
Yeah.
Or you would sell an item and it would display the incorrect gold or something like that.
Okay.
Fixed a lot of issues like that.
know.
We fixed some issues using the undo feature. That's always been that's a surprisingly scary tech one under the hood.
Really?
When you think about it, yeah, a lot of players, the ambassadors know because we talked about it all the time, like what weird stuff can happen from it. So fixed a lot of features with the undo button.
Wait,
and
is
we
the-
fixed a lot of buttons
the
with click
text
registration. There's a
out for
couple
the
places
patch
where it
notes?
would feel like it would take an extra click. I mean, it would take an extra click, and you're like, why? It felt just kind of unresponsive. So we fixed a variety of issues around that too. So lots of fixes to the item store.
Wow, good stuff. Always love being able to navigate that better.
Yeah, opening the HUD overlays on a controller platform or setting will now close multiple menus. So you could open
Ajax
up
looks like
the
he's
tap
season
screen
5
and
to
stop
6
and stuff will all
fine
stack
over
on
here.
top of each other, and you
Yeah.
could get kind of stuck or
Like
confused.
back out a bunch.
If
People
you're on a
have said that
console, those will
before.
close each
That's
other
funny
and
there,
only
Randy.
open one at a time.
Handy.
The item store's default is now been set back to the minimal setting, so the smaller grids of items as opposed to the full long descriptions. notifications.
Yeah.
It's going to be the new default. We felt like in Smite 2 that
Are
one
you
just
telling me
really
that,
fit. It was
Frosty? I
interesting
can't.
because
I
in
don't
Smite
work
1,
on
we
the
used
game.
long descriptions.
Yeah.
And a lot of people kept that on.
I agree
but
with you,
in
but-
Smite 2, maybe because the player base has evolved, the item
up,
stores, the
Moons?
systems are different. People like being able to see more items at a glance.
Yeah.
So we're switching that default.
I like that.
And we also have fixed an issue where in the player profile page, your level,
Yeah,
your player
got
level
that.
bar was just, or the level was just not correct.
Okay, yeah, I remember seeing that one. You'd log in and be like, I'm not level 1, but maybe I am. I don't
Okay,
know.
so the physical
Right.
text
Awesome.
notes
well,
are
cool. So
out.
we have one more cool
Should
thing
I
to
read
talk
these,
about
or
in
should we
this
just
section,
watch?
And that's a tutorial, some new NPE experience. So let's dive into the Smite tutorial that we have.
Yeah, as we approach the free-to-play launch in the future, we're going to be adding these tutorial and new player experience features over time. It's a big focus we're going to have. It's going to be ramping up as we go.
Yeah.
This is just kind of the
'Cause
first
patch
one we
notes
have for
usually
today.
takes
is
a while.
A basic combat tutorial can now be played through a specific queue. This tutorial is you'll play as Neath on the arena mode. Those of you for Smite 1 will be familiar with a lot of the core concepts. It's really just intended to teach you the basic concepts of the game, how to move, how to shoot.
Pyros really needs
that type
to
of thing. We
do
will
the thing
be
that Deadlock has,
expanding
where
the
you can
systems
look
over
up
time to help
builds.
players. Like learning Smite is kind of a long process. You can't learn all of Smite if you've
And
never
just
played a
copy,
MOBA
like,
before.
good players'
If you've
builds.
never played Smite before, there's a lot of stuff to learn. You don't just learn it all in one tutorial. So we're going to have, a nice roadmap for players to follow where they can get, the right amount of information spread
Read
out
plus
over time over various
Minecraft
different challenges and tests.
Makes sense.
A lot of which we like the idea of overlaying while you PvP, right?
Yeah.
We had a lot of that stuff in Smite 1. So this is just the beginning. A lot of that's coming up. But for now, we have the basic arena tutorial. So if you have a friend who you brought to Smite 2, they've never played before, tell them to go ahead and look at that. In the future, new players will be automatically routed to stuff like that.
Yeah.
A lot of that stuff's not ready yet, but the map itself, you can play through and check it out.
Sounds good. Always a fan of new player experiences.
What's up, Ben?
So
How
cool.
are you?
A good section there, but we got plenty more to
Zoinks.
talk about, and we are going to keep the ball rolling as we move into now talking about game modes. So obviously we have Conquest and Arena, and we have a blanket of changes for both of them, starting with Conquest and some environmental art changes, it looks like.
Yeah, I think it's time for Ponpon's time to shine. Can we go in game?
Oh shoot!
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
we
we
gotta
can
watch
totally
because
look
we
at
gotta be able to
we
see
can
some
totally-
stuff
alright,
like
let's
this.
do
There's
in-game.
spoilers. Well, you're good.
Watching is good.
because people already know. They see the patch notes shows.
True. You can see you can see it.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
We ignore who we're playing. We haven't seen this yet.
Yeah, there's a few. So the
Whoa!
environment team is still hard at work. We talked a lot about environment art in
That's cool.
the last show.
yeah.
But it's something that's going to be a continual process for Smite too. We're looking at
First of
specifically,
all, Alma.
clarity and performance is still a big. It's still. A
I
big
saw her
element
walk
that we're gonna
by.
be
She walked by
iterating
like
on.
some
But
like
we're
fall
also
colors, some
adding
leaves.
these new, really interesting.
already there?
landmarks. So we saw there the.
Okay, maybe that was already
the
there.
giant Medusa face
I'm
shield.
dumb. Whoa, the
wall.
towers look better. I
I'll
think
probably
they
come
look
up with a
different.
Proper noun. This one I've been told is called the Lich.
Whoa!
The lich head. That looks right. That looks like a lich head.
Yeah, so there's
This
gonna
guy's
be a
cheating.
lot
Did you guys
more
see
of
him
these. I
run
think
across
even
the
as
map?
Pon, you were flying around there's a couple things that like I said, me and Pon, we see a lot of
That's
stuff
not good,
trickle in
Chunky.
over time.
Oh,
like,
the mid lane looks
it's hard for
different.
me to
Mid
remember
lane looks
exactly
sick.
what players have seen before and what they
It
haven't.
does look
but
different. The towers
I
and
know for a
stuff.
fact
The
the
area
Lich
around the
Head, the
towers.
Medusa wall, these
Oh, that
walls
looks
in the
cool, dude. I'm
lane
not gonna
and
lie,
the
that's sick.
braziers, with fire.
Yeah.
Those are new. Those are better.
guy's
help to
cheating like
distinguish
Nika,
between
yeah.
lane and jungle.
Or like me with the Ryzen Invis.
There's and those other two big assets. I mean, even like that centaur. Was that
Yeah.
big centaur?
Yeah.
That's
That looks
new, right?
different as
That-
well.
And keep in mind,
That's
Dude, the
not
map
in
looks
this
so
patch.
cool.
Yeah.
That's next patch.
We're
already
we're
better.
in
Okay.
dev, so we might have
Yellow
things
stance is
that
cracked.
are not exactly going to be there. But to give you a taste of these landmark pieces being added, adding flavor to the jungle. adding flavor to
It's
the
an
keywords
open
on the
bracket
map,
to make it
making
there.
it feel like you're really
And
in
then
this
I'm probably gonna be playing in the open
mythological
bracket.
battleground.
Yeah.
Just like this.
Yeah, Alma
this
does
has
look
been,
kinda
like,
cool.
my favorite edition.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
She looks OP though. Look how fast she
And-
can go.
And you get it, the view of it all the way down the lane really nicely.
Yeah.
How much
adds a
real? We
lot.
just
So as
started
people
watching
were
the
giving
patch
us a lot
notes,
of
some cool
feedback about,
stuff.
kind of just rocks
already.
and trees, right? And they were right.
The art is
We were
cooler.
starting
That
off with
looks
the
really
basic
cool,
setup,
dude.
and now we've gotten through a lot of the core foundational elements. Now we're adding those really cool, new, exciting landmarks. And you can get a spoiler of ones for the jungle camps that's coming next patch.
Mid lane looks cool.
Next patch.
In the future. So, and right here it says Gold Fury pad rework as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. I wasn't sure if we did that one already. There was, I think, a minor rework in CA1, but yeah, it's been reworked again to be even more clear. It's a very high combat zone.
Yeah.
Previously, it
That
was
Gold
a lot
Fury
more noisy,
pit-
had a lot
Gold
more
Fury,
stuff
yeah.
going on
Had,
here,
like,
but
whirlpool
Gold
of
Fury
gold,
pit
and
is
that
pretty
added
cool,
a lot
the
of
area.
noise texture to the ground, which made particles difficult to read again.
Yeah.
right. So this one's been cleaned up even further and included some more specific.
Yeah, I think all of that's temporary.
Worldly demonic type.
For
symbols
3
and
looks
themes that
different.
The Gold Fury.
Alma
has
3 looks
on
different down there.
Her character model.
Awesome. Well, looks great. So next up, we have looks like a returning camp to the map.
I'm not sure
the
about that internal.
Pyromancer.
Yes, a new objective to Smite 2, the
Yeah.
Pyromancer. We got a lot of feedback. That's the Griffin thing I was talking about, by the way.
Yeah, I saw the Griffin.
Right.
Oh, that's cool.
I think that was already in CA1.
I think I have to actually kill these things first, right?
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
We don't have Pyromancer spawned on the map yet.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, but you know the Pyromancer. You know it. You love
Whoa.
it. The Pyromancer. We got a lot
That
of
Alma
feedback
ult just did a
audio bots
circle
that
around
used
her.
The a lot of feedback that the
This
sort
guy's
of, like,
cheating. What is this
mid-game
Q
was
cooldown?
lacking
Alma seems
another objective,
broken.
and that even with the Nagas in place, there was still like, oh, you're gonna wait the whole time, Pawn. We're gonna. So we really needed something else to help bridge the gap, and this is just a really
Sheesh, he can speed up
successful
time.
beloved,
Chronos is
mechanic
added.
from Smite 1. So this one's in Smite 2. There's the general mechanics of it are going to work mostly the same. There's not really any
This character's
major
broken.
changes. So defeating the
She can
Pyromancer
control
will
time.
give you the runic bomb.
She has no
and will
cooldown on
grant
her
your
too.
team, your whole team, golden experience. The runic bomb you pick up with the interact key. It's put in one of your consumable slots. You can only have one runic bomb at a time. When you place the runic bomb, it has 2 seconds before detonating, and then it deals 1,000 true damage to structures, minions, or
Smite
jungle
2
creatures, and it
objective
reduces their attack
is
speed.
just a Smite
Or
1
if it hits an enemy
objective.
god, it deals 300 damage and
You can pick
knocks
it
them
up
out.
though with interact.
The runic bomb also has health and can be destroyed before it detonates by enemies. So
Whee! To be
pretty much
fair
the
though,
same thing
Pyro
with
is still
Relics
pretty
too
like
in
relatively
Smite
new
1, but the
objective from
Pyromancer
Smite
is
1,
like
so I
a
think
really
it's fine.
big deal
But-
for bridging the gap between the mid game and the late
Need
game.
more
It adds
new
a lot
stuff.
of value to the solo lane side of the map and gives them some really meaningful rotations over there. So a really powerful strategic element, and another exciting thing to do on this conquest map as we continue to grow with it.
Always love a good siege objective. Cool. So moving forward from there, we kind of have a couple changes that are going to fall under the blanket of objective tankiness and gold values. So things like
Yes.
towers and phoenixes, right?
So like, we're doing some pretty heavy balance.
They haven't showed her
in
kit
this
yet, though, man.
match. We're starting with the map, but items is going to have a lot as well.
Oh yeah, quite a lot.
But overall,
Not yet, shorty boy.
the state of Smite 2 in this first alpha, it was like hyper paced, super low TDK, super bursty,
Yeah.
super fast gold gain, which is exciting to a degree, but some of it was being pushed a little too far. So
Yeah.
one of the things we're talking about here first, and we'll get into the items and gods as we go, but starting with the map, which is a lot of times when people are talking about TTK and burst, they discuss mostly just items and gods, but the map has a really big impact on that as well. Usually when you're gaining gold much faster than what feels like the general usual Smite balance between
Yeah.
gold and XP, you're getting gold faster, everybody is more lethal. Everybody is going to be dealing a lot more damage. Their item scaling's online, but their base stats aren't catching up, those types of things. So it makes, especially squishy v squishy combat,
Yeah.
when there's heavy gold inflation, is everybody's dying really fast.
Yeah. No base stats to protect you.
And then Alma passive is
So we have a variety
console
of changes
dev
here
commands.
to make
That's her new
objectives on the map
passive.
more challenging. So those are going to be harder to kill and slow things down a little bit. And we're decreasing the gold value from a lot of things. So just to go through it all, I'm not going to read every number, but towers, tier 1 towers, tier 2 towers are going to have increased health and increased power. So they're going to deal more damage, going to be more lethal, harder to dive,
Got it.
and they're going to be harder to kill. Tower bounties are going to be worth less gold. So those are the new mechanic where the little orbs fly off and you pick them up. I love gobbling those things.
I know, right? They're so good.
Yeah, it's like it's some
So
classic
rewarding.
like Pac-Man level satisfaction from gaming. But those are going to be worth a significantly less gold. From 30 gold to 15 gold per the gold bounties, and from 80 to 30 on the blue bounty, which is the final one.
Yeah.
That's over a 50% reduction. Tier 2 tower now grants a different amount of gold bounty, so it's
Yeah, but the
worth
only
a little
ability
bit more
he's
than the
used
tier
is
1.
his
So
ult.
even though it's
I
a
guess he
heavy
clicked his
nerf,
2
the
a
tier
bunch,
2
but-
is like
And the
slightly
ult was
less of a nerf
different.
than the
The
tier
ult
1,
had
so
a
yeah,
circle around her at the end.
Yeah, the Phoenix health is increased, Phoenix
So
protection.
all the towers are getting
increased,
buffed.
Phoenix power is increased, and Phoenix penetration increased. So Phoenix is going to be more scary too. Fire Giant, harder to kill, increased health and increased protections. Naga Queen, increased health and increased protections. Minions in general.
Oh, minions.
Yeah, this is the spicy ones here. Minion starting gold rewards decreased. That's where we're going to get the main influx of that
Interesting.
bloated gold
Yeah.
across the map.
Is just earning money off
How you doing,
minions right
Cleo?
away.
And we also were finding that oftentimes junglers were falling behind in gold, especially if they weren't splitting waves.
Okay.
So that should help the jungle be a little bit more on pace. So the minions are getting the bigger decrease there, but the jungle is also getting a decrease. It's less about a jungle because this is sort of like a contested lane
Cleo,
objective, but specifically
she got her first
gold Cyclops
Okay.
camps are also
Period
going to get
this week.
significant reductions in their gold values.
or like
That makes
some
sense. That
time
is the
ago,
cash
maybe
money
like
camp,
started a
so-
week ago.
yeah, so this is also going to heavily impact Snowball.
Yeah.
Snowball was a
Keep
little
going
out
up
of
so
control.
fast.
As you know, when you have so many things brand new, we would see this at the start of every new Smite
I need
season.
to take her out here soon.
Snowball goes way up when a lot of people are learning and a lot of things are new, a lot of mechanics are new, a lot of balance is new.
Yeah.
So this should make a very big impact on the pace of the game.
So just
the snowball
less
level
gold
of the game,
reward
and
all
it's going to affect
overall,
you know, time to kill,
everywhere.
and thirstiness. Although we're still going to address that additionally in items.
Oh, really,
but,
Alex?
Awesome.
Not through anything
Yeah,
too
Smite
extreme,
should add
but through
that.
a lot of specific item targeted
Yeah.
nerfs.
Yeah. No huge blankets. A lot of very specific targeted stuff. So that all sounds really good. And that does it for the Conquest map, but Arena has some things to talk about. And we're starting off like we did with the Conquest map, talking about environment art. So there was, I think, one change to the
Arena.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
we
come on.
toned back down the
Speed through
saturation
this.
just a bit.
Okay,
Because
yeah, we did.
as we were sorting through that feedback, we found that mostly that had been geared towards the Conquest map.
Yeah.
The Arena map was already in a pretty good spot. So
Okay.
that saturation was maybe a little too pushed. So we're just walking it back a tad.
Yeah, that's what I saw people say overall. Like, looks good. Turn the
What's up,
saturation
White Bread? How are you?
up.
Yeah, I remember hearing that I didn't hear it until CA1, but a few
you
Arena
doing?
mains and ambassadors and their friends specifically said this still felt a little too saturated.
Just a little too sad.
Which was funny because it was like first it was like not enough color, then it's too much color. But it's like no, that's how iteration works. That's how
Yeah.
game balance works. It's like the art has to go through the same process.
Yeah, it's the Goldilocks process. All right, so cool. Next up, we
The
have
Goldilocks
continued arena
process.
changes. The setup time is being reduced just a little bit.
Yep. Get the game mode started faster.
There you go, nice and easy. And after that, the basic tutorial, which we'd already kind of talked about, is just mentioned here again. The tutorial that we talked about earlier is in the arena mode, so you can hop in, play as Neath, and learn the absolute basics. If you have a friend who's never played, it's a great
All
cue
right,
for them to
speed
jump
run
into
through this, fellas.
and have a wonderfully narrated
Let's
experience.
get to the real stuff.
So awesome. We'll just continue moving forward, and actually, this next
Big feature.
section, this next section too, I think that we might need some help talking about.
Oh yeah, queue up Max. I was gonna say I'm prepared to talk about this one, but I would love to have Max on the show, and he's gonna talk us through the next couple sections as well.
True.
Uh-oh,
so
Max.
you know him, you love him. Max, the numbers cruncher, should be joining us. Are
And
we
we
ready
know
to-
everyone's hungry for ranked and matchmaking updates, so
Hello.
Yo.
hey,
I'm back.
The-
Hey guys, how's it going?
Doing good.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Happy to be back on. Happy talking about some numbers. We got
Yeah.
a lot of out of game.
What are we
games
talking
to
about, Max?
chat about.
Yeah, well, I mean, and
But
I
they
think we
added
should just
time and they're
dive
adding
right
Nama
into
and
it,
Newell.
starting with the role
But they haven't showed
preference
us yet.
system, so that's new in here.
It's a spoiler.
Yeah. No, we completely reworked the role preference system for Smite 2. Kind of teased this already quite a bit, but when going into Conquest now,
Oh, you're good,
players
Alex.
Are gonna rank their roles based on like most preferred.
There's
to
some new stuff already, Grappling. What are you talking about?
This has a whole bunch of advantages in terms of us assigning roles, but also it gives us really good data on where the roles are at, what people want to play.
Max is quiet.
all
Then you
that
turn him
stuff.
up.
I don't know. Do we have the in-game to show off? Is that something that you can
I-
pull up on?
I might be able to.
yeah, you should.
Let me,
Yeah.
let me
It might be in a state of development where it's in, but we definitely shared social media images of it as well.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I have it up.
Cool.
Cool.
Let's
Yeah.
Jump in game then.
Let's take a look. What I love about this too is they're not just the order, but they also give some definitions and descriptions and locations about the roles
Yeah,
too.
so
So if you're like
yeah.
very new to this,
Oh
system,
shit! It's
you know,
priority.
before you queue Conquest, you'll need to.
There we go.
Do you need to select roles, or are we gonna
Preferred,
use
strongly
them the default?
preferred.
You will.
Yeah. No, we you'll have to select. They're kind of ordered in a few different ways that if you don't want to think about it too much and you're a new player, you can select that. There's also Phil, but I'll walk through some details here.
Okay.
Here we go.
So what's gonna happen with this system is that you're gonna assign roles 1 to 5, and if you don't get a top 2 role, you're gonna earn an amount of priority for your next match.
Okay.
And that in terms of like getting the most priority to the least, if you get your very bottom role, you're gonna get like high priority for the next match. You should be almost guaranteed your top role or top 2 at least. If you get your 4th role and then your 3rd role, those are kind of the same. But then also, if you decide to queue as Phil, you'll also earn a bit of priority for your next match as well. So if you don't have a specific role that you're interested in, but you kind of maybe eventually want to choose to
Okay,
play
this is cool.
middle or support, like for sure.
I'm
you
a
can queue
new
some games with
Yusuf.
Phil, and then you can say your role preference afterwards.
And if you
So-
click that Phil pawn, you can see your preferred roles there above the queue. Or you click Phil, it'll take you back. You can see you're now queued as a Phil. So that menu right there is where you exit.
Yeah,
That will show
DK.
your current status.
Nice.
Yeah, I think this menu is super sweet, and we should show on the UI whether you have priority for your next match. I'm not sure 100%
have a
if
room
it's in
competition.
yet, but if it's not in, then we will eventually show you.
I've definitely seen
what you
screens
have.
where that's in progress, so
Yeah.
look out for that. And yeah, the role definitions here are really good. So even if you're a relatively new player, you're coming to the game, when you try to queue Conquest, you see the screen, it lets you know that this is a role-based mode. You should order your roles, and you can kind of get a quick rundown of how each role works right here. You know, just introducing the system like that is really important. People are still, if you're truly a new Smite player, where you're not necessarily going to retain all this information, and we're going to be working more to help them, you know, guide them when they get in the match. But just having
When is
multiple
this?
places
What
where
do
you're
you
kind of
mean? When's the
reminded
patch
and
come out,
introduced to
MK?
it over time is really good for actually building those skills.
Yeah, and I mean, I've talked to some people who
This is live
internally
right
who have
now.
said that getting this system up and running is kind of a stepping stone for a variety of other helpful systems, especially for new players that we'll be able to continue implementing now that
I
this
don't know when
first
the
one's
patch comes
done. So
out,
it's
maybe
a stepping
Tuesday?
stone to a lot of other really cool things.
Very true.
But awesome, thank you for that, Max. But we have more that we need to hear from. Moving on to ranked
True, DK,
conquest.
it actually
So
is.
there are some
Yeah.
updates in the ranked conquest world, huh?
Yeah, we do. We got a lot of stuff going on with ranked. I'll preamble a little bit, which is just that the first patch, you know, we got a lot of really great information from. We got some great data from it.
Yeah.
But we're making a few pragmatic changes that some of them more long term, some of them more short term.
He really just has a
but
shirt
a lot
on.
of great stuff
He
came out of
just
the
has a
first one,
shirt
but we
nailed to the
obviously
background on
encountered,
his
some
wall.
issues as to be expected.
Of course.
That's the only thing
so
in
right
his
into the
room. And this
changes,
little guy that's blocking the
going
blinders,
into the
keeping it
second
dark,
patch
and then
here,
also a little
we're gonna be
plant.
changing it up. So players will now be able to queue for ranked conquest in a party of size 1, 2, or 5. Solo players and duo queues will be back into the same queue, and then full parties will only play against other full parties. And to like give a dev note to that, we're internally very committed to making a really successful solo queue option for all players. But at the current, you know, state of we're in an alpha, our population levels per regions, you know, can be pretty varied. And we actually identified certain tech that we just need to make sure that solo queue and party queues are successful. So we're going to start developing that on the back end. In the meantime, we're going to
Walker,
shift
thank you for
to
the
something that
year, by
can be
the
a bit more
way. And Kepler,
sustainable.
thank you for the
Get
reset,
the
dude.
two
Welcome back to the
most
Fonzo
common
family.
ways to play ranked,
Thank you guys,
solo
sorry.
and duo queue into the same queue again. And then just one of the most common pieces of feedback was that
So no trio
5
queue?
stacks have to be against 5 stacks. We thought that may be the case, and then the data started to come in. And even if you exclude like the SPL teams that were, you know, running down 5 stacks with insane win rates, 5 stacks just they win too much against anything else. So we're going to be keeping those against each other from here on out. So got some great data. We know what we need to do moving forward, but we are making a change that's a little bit more classic. But we're going to keep the 5v5. And as a
fives
note
only play against fives.
for the 5 stacks, queue times, matchmaking, it's gonna be varied. Like we don't have enough people playing 5 stacks for that to be a consistently well-established mode right now. But we want people to be able to, if you have 4 friends, you want to play a competitive game of Smite
No,
together.
he's talking about Smite
queue
too,
up, see who
Andy.
you play against. You can do it for rank, and we'll see. We'll monitor that and see where it goes. And one last kind of like base change for ranked conquest is that time to select a god in the like draft screen, we've lowered it from 60 seconds to 45 seconds. So we're trying to get people into games faster as well. We
you're
got
good,
one
Andy.
other kind of pretty major change to the rank system. However, there is still going to be a solo queue coming. I don't think that there's much in-game stuff to show off with this quite yet, so you kind of just have to look at me when I talk about this.
That's okay.
But yeah, we're gonna be introducing an elite ranked queue, and this is something that we were designing on the back end for a minute, but we've kind of moved
Elite
it forward
ranked
because we think it's
queue.
gonna address a lot of issues we have going on with matchmaking and making sure that like the best players are playing against the best players and making sure the best players also aren't playing against brand new players. So what Elite Ranked Conquest is it's going to be a separate queue that you unlock.
I think on
when
Tuesday,
you hit
Timothy.
Diamond rank, so 3200 SR. This threshold can change in the future. It's a solo queue only mode, and for players above that rank, that's going to be the way to earn SR and compete on the leaderboard. So there's going to be details. I would go to the patch notes to read the specifics of it all, but Elite Rank Conquest is going to be the solo queue, elite queue that we have set up for our very top players. We expect those games to be highly competitive. We're going to be monitoring that a little bit more closely than, say, the regular queue. Make sure that matches are going competitive in that queue. And yeah, I'm jumping ahead to something else. I don't know if we have this in quite yet, but do we have leaderboards ready to show off? Can you navigate to that pond?
I can see.
They might be empty with data, depending
they
on
may
what
be-
dev build we're in. But I've seen them.
Can't even queue in it.
Yeah, under your profile,
Yeah,
there's a
yeah.
rank
Who,
section there.
wait, why?
Leaderboards.
Nobody
They
should
do
be able to
have
queue in it.
dummy
If they
data.
add the system, they
Dummy
should
data.
reset.
Show off
They
the
should
dummy
reset
data.
all the MMR.
I think
They
I
should reset
generated
all the
dummy
MMR
data.
anyway.
Let's see it. It looks
From the
nice.
elite data
Nice.
guy.
Player name 1 really lives.
Big
up.
Mac boy.
That's true.
Player
Big
name
Mac
1
3.
goes crazy.
9,775 wins already.
Yeah.
That's some
He's
no
been
lifer.
grinding.
He's dedicated to this fight.
Yeah. So once you the in-game leaderboard, it's
They
gonna
definitely
show
would
off
though, man.
the
I agree.
top 1,000 players, and then it'll also kind
that
of
what they do in
show
League, Tim?
yourself and an estimated rank down there. And we got some cool more information going into this than we've had previously. So you see on the right, when you hover over someone, we're gonna be showing off their most played role and also their most played god alongside their.
Oh, that's
rank
cool.
bosses.
Thanatos.
That's actually
Hey.
really cool.
Player name 7's
Hey,
You guys can't
anything's
see it on
possible in
TikTok,
Smite
but they
too.
can-
Yeah.
And that win rate
On the
though.
right, you can see their wins and losses and their most played role and their most played god.
Dummy data
Wow.
is great.
The dummy
The
data.
dummy
is so
data,
good.
yeah, the dummy data is really accurate. So for players who really want to compete on
Can
this kind of
shame
like
people
top
now, yeah.
1,000 leaderboard, the kind of general
Target
idea
names.
is that elite rank conquest will kind of encapsulate the 1,000 players that qualify for this leaderboard. So it's something to earn and unlock. You can lose out of elite ranked, but you have to drop another rank tier below. So if you are diamond, you'll unlock elite.
Well, to be fair,
and
you
if
could always see
fall out
your
of
the win
platinum,
rate
you will lose
of
elite.
people if you win through the
So
leaderboard.
you'll have to re-earn it at that point. And
No wonder he's
we've
losing
also
so much. He's
made a
playing
bunch of
Fantasy
changes
support
to
modes.
skill rating calculations. In the first patch, there was a few bugs. There was just some straight up issues. Party reduction rules weren't working. I'd show people towards the patch notes. I made a chart for people to look at how high the max party rating and like skill rating and how low it can go before you start running into issues. We don't have all the UI in work for that quite yet, so you can refer to a chart I made in Python. And yeah, so we got a whole set of things coming to ranked. We're going to be
Let's play
resetting
Roll
all
Phil.
players
Giga Chad.
above 4,000 SR back to 4,000. So we expect to see some more competition.
All players
towards
being
the top
all
end
players
again.
above 4,000 SR
And
reset
yeah,
back to
I think
4,000.
that's it for what we have going on with ranked.
Did y'all hear that? That's nice.
Yeah, so to clarify for everyone in chat, that was all of that was referring to ranked. That's not going to affect normal queues. You can still play those
That's
at
pretty
any party
cool, Sam.
size.
Yes,
The solos.
They
and
probably
duos
should
are
just
only
reset
5
the whole
minutes,
thing.
for
I don't know
ranked,
about-
and that's a potential temporary
But at least
party distribution.
doing
We
some
would
sort of
potentially
reset's
in the
good.
future return to solo queue or 3-man
they should
playing
probably just
against other
reset the whole
types of
thing.
parties in the future.
I'd even say that it's the plan to go back towards it in the future.
Okay.
But there has to be some technical changes, and there's certain things that we just have to have exist
Back there,
before we
Theo.
let that happen again. So
And Elite Conquest is solo only.
Elite Conquest
And once you've
is solo.
qualified for Elite, if you want to play in parties and play in non-Elite, you're going to get heavy SR reductions applied to you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
go.
it's a 50%. The moment you unlock Elite, it's 50% if you're anywhere else, and if you get past Master, it goes up to 90%. So
And then soft
wanna
reset for
see-
the highest SR players.
Oh my gosh, if you unlock
Awesome.
Elite,
A lot of stuff.
you're
Sorry, those are
highly
just some of the things
incentivized
I
to
saw,
play
uh,
Elite
coming up in chat. People
because you only get
getting confused.
50%,
please,
and then if
yeah,
you're
yeah,
above
yeah.
Masters,
And for
you only
anybody
get
getting
you only get
confused, there should be
10%.
all of this is also written out in the
I
patch
guess.
notes. So again,
That's what he's saying.
smite2.com
You only get 10% of the SR.
/news/a bunch of stuff, closed alpha.
If you
too.
queue normal.
Make sure to check that out
ranked.
because all of the cool stuff that Max just explained is
That's
written
pretty
out
crazy.
in beautiful handwritten detail, including that chart that he made. So that should be in there as well. So, but yeah, really
You
cool
can,
stuff.
thanks, but it'll
Super
just be worth
excited,
a lot
Max.
less.
Thank you for joining and once again
Yeah.
explaining all this all these incredible changes. But we have more
Yeah,
to talk
but
about.
before I go, sorry to cut you
No,
off, Dan.
please.
That's my bad.
No,
I just
that's
want
all
to give
you.
people a general forward.
Okay.
Because I know that this section in the patch notes, I think it's called ranked matchmaking. We've made a lot of progress this kind of past, especially this last week, on matchmaking features. We're still not matchmaking based on SR, but those features are accelerating. We're going to keep people in the loop, but yeah, we got some exciting stuff coming up. Just wanted to put it out there so people know that work is happening and work's happening fast.
So when people say fix max making, the answer
Yeah,
is
it means-
we're working on it.
We're working on it. It also means max making means talk to anyone but me. It means talk to these guys on the couch, DM them. Yeah.
DM.
Hey, I had to field matchmaking complaints for many, many years. So the fact that you aren't doing it now is a-okay with me.
All you, Max. Well,
No,
again,
people have been pretty reasonable. It's been pretty good.
Yeah, I see that.
it's because you're
That's
such a
awesome.
cool guy. So,
That's true. He is cooler.
and thank you for coming out again and explaining everything. And yeah, we're gonna keep moving on.
Max
So
making.
awesome.
Classic.
Excited for all those rank changes. But now we have items to talk about. So, Max, you're gonna explain. Oh, he's gone. I was gonna have him explain all the items. All right, so let's get
Okay,
into some
items,
We
let's
have a lot
go.
of item balances we discussed earlier that we want to talk about here. So it's better we get moving. And again, we might not cover every single number, as I just pitched a second ago. Check out those patch notes for all of every single little juicy numerical detail. But we're gonna dive right in because we have new and reworked items that we want to talk about, starting with Sunbeam Bow.
Yeah.
This was an item that people might have seen in early
Sunbeam bow.
testing, but it was just a stat stick.
Yeah.
It's using the Odysseus bow icon as a temp icon.
25
with some
strength,
brighter
250
red
mana, 2
coloration
mana
there.
regen,
It's a temp icon.
15%
We'll give
attack
that update.
speed.
It is not Odysseus bow, but it kind of functions like one.
Little dabble.
It's very different. And so this is going to be, let's see, we're just looking at the stats first, but we're about to go into a few new
But so far,
active
good,
items.
Cam.
Okay.
I want to make active items more exciting, more unique.
Could be some more
This is
cooking,
the
but
first
we'll see.
few. We're going to do a few new ones, and then we're already looking at ones that are existing to.
It's an active item that you
But today we got
toggle.
some new ones. So Sunbeam Bow is an active toggle.
Okay.
First active toggle is you can toggle this on or off all you want.
It's like X-Ball one, if you're
while it's
wondering.
active, you will fire 2 ranged projectiles with each of your basic attacks, and they're offset just a little bit to the side.
Yeah.
These travel the full basic attack range, and they deal 20 base damage plus 20% of your basic attack damage as magical damage. Item drains 5% max mana per second while active, so your mana goes down pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of
but
a
you can
hard drain,
toggle
dude.
this on to get a wider
That is
basic
a-
attack, essentially with bonus
That's
damage
gonna
on the side.
suck
So
the
if you hit,
mana right
like
off.
in the dead center, you effectively get a bunch of basic attack damage, but also helps you get some more chip damage. And what I think is most exciting about this item is you can buy this on a melee god.
Yep.
And you can toggle it on, and you could be swinging your sword and shooting
Firing
these
projectiles.
beams
That's awesome.
at range.
Oh, that's cool.
So
Yeah.
this is a
Ranged
strength
autos as a
and
melee.
mana regen and attack speed item. So it's going to use a lot of your mana. So it's got mana and mana regen, but it was always kind of the stat slot we were working here was a sort of another strength attack speed item.
Yeah.
So that's where this item is positioned stat wise, and then you can active toggle it to do that cool effect. We could probably show it in game if we want, Pon.
Yeah, I have it up.
Yeah, let's see it. Do you
Let's
have it on
see
Amaterasu?
it. Thanatos
So
ADC.
this is not new to Monteros. This is not.
Yeah.
Yeah, people probably clip this and
Dude,
be
say
like, "You're
Amaterasu. Don't
Actually,
say
oh my God, I didn't
Amaterasu.
even think about that. When I originally
Leo,
pitched
no.
Amaterasu in
here.
season 3, this was
Go back
one
there.
of my pitches for her. Was to have like
Whoa!
a basic attack, ranged basic attack stim on a warrior.
Wow. Full circle.
Yeah, I didn't even remember that.
That
until
shit
right
is
now.
draining,
I am
and it
also
does
gonna
no
mention the tech
damage.
of it. It's for every single auto attack you fire, including hit chains. So the secret tech of
Oh,
Loki
does it not
his
work with
rapid
Ana?
attacks, will
Oh, no.
get more of these off.
So you toggle it on just for the fast attack and then toggle
Yeah.
it back off.
But you can see I actually drain my mana really, really quick.
Yeah.
It's got freaking
gotta make sure you're
Apollo
managing it.
auto
Yeah.
sound
That's
effect.
like a big team fight scenario. You're like, all right, it doesn't matter if I keep mana after this. It's win or lose.
And it's scaling off your basic attack damage, which means it's going to scale off strength and mostly strength.
Yeah.
And some int. So, building this on full tank is not necessarily going to be that effective.
No.
Do you guys hear the sound effect?
but
It's Apollo.
A really cool item, something we've never really done before.
cool item,
you
though.
can give
Keep
melee
cooking,
attack.
dude. Keep
You can have
cooking.
range attacks.
It also
Toggle.
opens the door for us to mess around
Please.
with toggles in the
Stop
future.
Yeah, I was about to say,
We have another
porting
toggle
Smite
item
1
coming up
stuff
here
over.
that also utilizes that feature.
Yeah, the toggle tech is very exciting, and let's continue talking about it with Eye of the Storm.
So this was an item that's just been a stat stick for a long time. Didn't really have anything else going on.
What the heck?
We've
Now
had a
it's
couple
got
passive
intel
ideas for it.
cooldown.
We always wanted to have something.
Just Blackthorn, basically.
But this active effect, so this item is being a bit 15. That are not the same stats on the lower thirds that I have on this page.
Yeah, it should not have int.
It's okay. That I think was the copy paste issue. or
Send on a
something like
wave
that,
of
but,
living energy.
Pond, can you
Living
confirm in the
energy.
game it's
Dealing
for both
130 plus
protections
5 per
and
level
health?
magical damage
Protections,
and marking
health,
enemy
and
gods for 6
strength.
seconds.
Although I am on the dead
Allies
note,
who
so I don't
damage a
know
marked
how
target
much
will consume the
balance
marked
we've done
shielding.
since then.
Okay.
Healing them
Yeah, I
for
thought the
130 plus
stat
5 per
rework
level.
wasn't
Kills an
that
assist will
crazy
reduce
for
the
it.
current
So
cooldown by
generally gives you
20%.
the stats
Cooldown
that it
50
has
seconds.
before, which was strength, both protection.
That's a cool
and health.
item.
Now it has another active. Yeah, this is all the wrong text. Sorry,
This is
guys.
the next
copy paste the
item.
next
that was
item. got
Curse
mixed
Fever.
up. We can go in game for Eye of the Storm now instead.
Yep.
So this is the other toggle. So like the Sunmi
you
bow is
doing?
like the DPS toggle. This is like the tank toggle. So
Okay.
you toggle this on to create a vortexing area around you. It drains 5% of your max HP
Wait, what?
per second while active, and it automatically deactivates if you get to 200 HP and
That's
you can't
not-
activate it anymore. Actually, maybe you can't.
That's not the active
But
that they just
yeah,
showed.
it
That's
lets
so
you have
wild.
a vortex CC that you can
Everyone can
fly
be
around with and
80s.
slow people down, pull people in,
That's
but it's
pretty
going to
crazy.
increase your chance of dying while you're at it. And you can see that item, it's
What are
hitting
you
you with
doing?
item damage as it ticks.
Yeah.
Oh, they said the text was wrong? Okay,
Can
sorry.
you reactivate it now that you're too low?
Just go axe, Dominic.
Like let it tick down. I didn't think you
See.
could. Oh,
Yep, now it's off.
oh, and nothing. It's not. It won't talk. Yeah, so you cannot kill yourself with it.
Smart. Another very cool item, man. These toggle items are going to go so hard. I'm
Yeah, so we
That's a
had,
cool
we had
item now.
active items, but most of them were just
You mirror ult with that?
activate on a long
And you can
cooldown.
you
These
probably
are
use
toggles
these
you
wall
can
and
toggle on
abilities and
off.
stuff. That's
And they
one
have a
thing
lot
in
of
Smite 2
what
that's
we
cool.
think are more unique applications. They have a lot of unique possible opportunities to adjust in the future.
Yeah.
Use that in
If they're too
Hazel, would
strong,
it just
too
suck you
weak,
like crazy?
we
What's
have
up,
a lot
Rock?
of cool ideas for how we might want to adjust them. So we're excited to see people test them and get their feedback on them
Okay,
and go from there.
Crimson,
And we have
thank you.
one more active item, new active item.
I have this strong
True,
picture
This
of
is
a
a
hammer.
totally new item that we hadn't seen any iteration before in Smite 2 before.
All right, it's called Lifebinder. You might have seen the stats for it somewhere.
Right, we did just show it a second ago. So this is a
Life
medium
Binder.
or even a little bit cheaper gold
That's
item.
what they call
it's
me.
a low and high health and cooldown. And this has an active that sends out a
Worst item of all time. That's a
projectile
cool item,
that
though.
deals
What?
base
It's not the
plus
worst
per
item.
level damage. So this can work on
Alright,
tanks.
yeah.
Work on tanks. Tanks effectively get a ranged poke ability from this.
Wonderful.
Or you could use this on a major, anyone, I guess.
Yeah, anybody.
When it hits a god, it'll deal that base plus per level damage. It'll also mark them for
So
6
it's like
seconds.
Curse Weaver.
And if an ally
Lifebinder.
damages that marked target, it'll consume the mark.
Other
and
people's can
shield
proc- other
and
people's
heal
can proc
that
those.
ally.
Okay, very cool.
So like as a tank, you'll be like, "Yo, get him."
Yeah.
You poke them, you mark them, and then your DPS can your jungler can dive in and hit them, and they'll get a
I guess
heal
it depends on
and a
how
shield for
long
hitting the
or how
target you
hard the
marked.
vortex is.
And getting kills or
how strong
assists
it
will
is.
reduce the cooldown, so you can continue using that.
Hey, I have that
It
on
gives you
air.
a bit of like a backliner support
Yeah, for sure.
have that on air
feel,
sign
as
in the
well as some
background.
playing around with melee and ranged diversity, which usually like gods who couldn't poke now have an opportunity to poke. It's been a really fun item in playtesting. Pond, can we check it out?
Yep. And again, I will mention we're in dev, so I actually think some items are starting to get a VFX pass, so you might see some stuff that you won't see exactly in the same way. But
All items in CA
Oh, they got a little heart on
2
them.
are still using
And
temp
it's draining.
effects.
yes,
And
Yeah.
a lot of temp art. But yeah, you can you let's see the full range.
That's
Maybe
what
back
those-
up a
those
little
hearts
bit so
are-
you can see it.
Those
How
are
far- oh,
my
wow,
hearts
that's
for my
really good range.
chat.
It's longer than
I love you all.
melee attack range. I think that targeter, yeah.
That's cool. It's like a wave too. It looks like at
Right.
least currently.
and you can see
So-
that.
Looks like
we
a
have mark on
emoji
them,
too.
and
A
then
green
and
emoji
right
too.
now that it isn't consuming, but it will consume.
Gonna put
and
my
so
meat in the
when I-
vortex.
Consumes in the Alpha 2 patch. It consumes.
Yeah.
Hop on, Sam. I'm
Looks
gonna
very good.
freaking
Very easy to identify as well. And yeah, super
vortex
cool.
you
item.
in.
That'll be a great
I'll
dual
suck
lane
you in.
item for boxing. You set up that against
while I
the
drain
enemy god,
myself
and you go to
of my
trade,
life
and you win
force.
those trades.
That's crazy.
So-
It
It's just
drains
fun
your
to
life
shoot-
force
just
while you
shoot
suck
at
other
it.
people off.
Like
Straight
it is really fun.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Sunder plus Lifebinder Guardian build, maybe a meta thing where you can get even more additional activated damage.
Might be popping off a little bit.
Yeah, there's some really cool possibilities with this item.
Awesome.
What'd you
Well,
say,
we have
Big
one
Beach?
new
All I
item
see
to
is
talk about, and
Vanish.
that is
I didn't see
Avenging
anything else.
Blade.
Yeah, we wanted another. This is heavy strength, but with a little bit of health.
Guarantees
We
an
wanted something
active.
that was kind of aggressive, could flex between warrior or jungle.
Yeah.
And it's got a really unique passive here where the passive only works in the
50
jungle.
strength.
Damaging an enemy god with a basic attack while in the jungle slows them and reduces their protections.
yeah.
So this is a really powerful
Yeah.
leveraging item. So if the other junglers really bullying you, you can opt into this
Yeah.
to maybe counter them, maybe prevent them
Oh,
from
did he?
invading if they've been spending a lot of time in your
Maybe.
side of the jungle. And if they don't have it, you'll be at a bit of an advantage in the jungle.
Probably sent
But
by
you'll be
thanks
giving
to
up
28
essentially,
months, dude.
Passive
Welcome back
effect
to the
that you
Fonzo family. I
wouldn't be
appreciate
getting in
that.
the lane,
Yeah.
or sieging a base.
Thank you.
We had some things like Protector of the Jungle in Smite 1 that we liked a lot when we were brainstorming around those types of things. We wanted something a little bit more active and meaningful. It's like this has a proc.
Yeah.
As opposed to the Protector of the Jungle was just on.
Yeah,
It just
Wait.
affected everything.
Yeah.
Well, how
So
is
you
this an
wouldn't really notice
anti-invade
it,
item?
You wouldn't really pay attention to
First
it.
of all,
You just
custom,
trust it
you're
was
not going to
good.
have it at the beginning of the game,
But
which
this
is
was
when the
the
invade is the
feel
most
and
important.
see, and it has some interesting
And
like
if- can't you
counterplay
just
to it,
buy
whether
this
or
on
not-
a-
because like starter items are very restricted in
on the
they're
offensive
very
team and just
telegraphed,
invade and
whereas like this
and
one
then they
you
can't
don't know if
defend because they're
someone
getting
might, like,
slowed and
you've been maybe winning
shredded.
all of your fights 1v1 a jungler versus jungler in the jungle, and then all of a sudden one of them shows up with this and it changes the whole dynamic of the fight.
Yeah, they buy the I own the jungle item, and it goes crazy. Well, cool. Another really
Yeah, it's only gonna be good if
four
you're
kind
the
of
one
like
invading.
new items for this patch are reworked items. I mean, the ones before were
invade round
essentially
1,
had
get ahead by
nothing there
this, then
before, so
GG.
Yeah.
4 new items.
Yeah,
for
that
this
seems
one.
a little,
items,
uh,
a new toggle tech. You love to see it,
don't
but
think
the
that's
item
an
train is not
anti-invade
in
tech.
there. And the next stop is relics, so
But
we have some
maybe it's
relic
just a
bounds
fine
we're gonna
item.
talk about.
We should have done
it's
this
basically
order
just like a
differently because I
pot
know
shred,
everyone's
50
going to be
strength,
screaming
like,
about the
good
one we're going to
stat
talk
item.
about last.
Fair.
But for the relics, we're just doing some general balance to try to get them all feeling like they're closer together in overall power level.
Okay.
So there was
they
one that
nerf
everybody
combat
was saying
blink.
was really, really, really OP.
Yep.
It's
one.
gonna get nerfed. Sunder's gonna get nerfed. We'll get there in a
Yeah,
second.
we'll get there.
Better not nerf blink.
Combat Blink, everybody still loves, and a lot of people are still like saying, "Don't nerf it. Let's just adjust around it. Like, let's still try to get the other relics to better compete
Yes,
with Combat Blink."
this
So,
is
like,
good.
Sunder was just like way OP, was causing some big issues.
Ajax is spitting
hyper
facts here.
snowball at early game and multiple copies of the item.
Yeah.
So that one's getting big nerfed, and then the non Combat Blink ones are getting buffed to better.
To rise to that level a little bit.
Exactly. So we got
Yes.
Purification Beads, decrease cooldown.
Nice.
We have the
30
Aegis of
seconds off that.
acceleration, increase the duration of the movement speed buff that triggers, after the immunity effect.
Sheesh, 6 seconds of movement
We
speed.
got Phantom Shell, increase the HP per scaling, so going to be a little better in the late game, and decrease
Ultra
the
invade
cooldown.
item. Decrease
And then the
shield.
one.
And then
Increase
the
the
one,
shield
yeah.
health, and then they
So the
decrease
Sunder,
the cooldown.
the Sunder nerf. So essentially the
Okay, Sunder nerf.
initial level 1 jungle damage is being cut in half. We talked to some pro players and some ambassadors, and they felt like this 200 felt like that had counterplay to it. Like the 425 was just like I win button.
Yeah.
But 200, you can kind of play around it. You can
Rivinger has joined the
anticipate it,
Fonzo
you can
family.
maybe,
Welcome.
outburst it to outcompete it. Without when you don't have it, things like that. So that's a big nerf.
I mean, for relics
we
and
also
stuff, though, guys,
nerfed
unless
the
they add a
player
different
damage.
effect to them,
It's going to have less
those kind of
ticks,
bu-
so that
small
makes this
buffs like
map
that
a
are
little
very
harder
impactful.
to tell. It's going to tick a little.
they're not
going to
be as fun. But if you want the relic to be like what it is,
the
like if you
total
want
damage is
beads
going to
to
just
cleanse
also a
cooldown,
damage nerf.
Okay.
Because long
like it being up
dots can just be
every
frustrating
180
and, like,
seconds is pretty
can
good.
feel inescapable.
Yeah.
And, interrupt you and things like that. So like, it's going to tick only 3 times instead of 5, and the overall total damage it's going to deal to you is
It's going to
also,
do barely any damage to
pretty
gods
significantly
now.
increased, and then also just a little cooldown increase. Pawn, anything to add on Sunder?
No, I think it's
Still
just
gonna
mainly,
secure buffs early
especially when
game
we're talking to
well.
people, the kind of invade
Because it's still going to
style
do
of play
200
where you're-
damage,
you're
which
having
no
to
ability in
defend
the
your
game is
jungle
going to
and
do
people
that at
starting
level
different
1.
places. People are enjoying it.
Unless you're a
This made
Boomba's
it too
character,
easy to
maybe.
just be like, I default win because I got there first.
I
and
don't think
had the
so, way.
button.
Yeah.
Maybe
And
like
so this
multiple hits of a
opens up
Susano one with
play
Boombas.
style to still be good, but not to just absolutely run away with the game.
But
when
this,
it gives
you
people
could still
counter
invade
options.
with
So
this, but it
should
definitely
create
won't
some
be
really
as
interesting
strong.
dynamics in the jungle without being
You have to
too
be
much
better
of a
at
risk to the
timing
item,
it.
Just a nice adjustment to
Alma
make it
2 with
fit more
Boombas?
rhythm
Wait,
that it
true.
really needs to.
And teetered more towards,
I'm a
I
jungle?
guess, away from that
Countering
snowball
invades?
thing that y'all were working
Yes.
towards getting away from. So sounds
This
good.
was a big contributor to the
To
snowball.
the snowball thing.
It doesn't have the one. It wouldn't be
Awesome. Well,
1K.
we have
It would
plenty more to
be
talk about. And on to consumables
400,
now.
500 damage,
starting with the
maybe?
health chalice.
about half.
Yeah, Health
Tim,
Chalice
on
has
Gold Fury?
mostly just fixes, right?
Yeah.
So
At level 10,
it was
I think?
healing less than the normal potion that wasn't intended.
they're
It will
fixing
now
Chalice?
change its icon to properly show you it's empty. We fixed an issue where it was actually only giving you 2 charges of healing instead of the 3. And we have adjusted the stacking rules. So those are going to work more like Smite 1. So Health Chalice will effectively stack with healing potions in potion stacking rules. So I mean, you can't have double healing going at the same time. That's not allowed.
Yeah.
When you activate a chalice or a regular potion, you're going to get the potion healing effect.
Unlucky.
And the way you stack that is to increase the duration.
Well, they
This is
fixed
like
Health
what Smite
Chalice.
1
That's
has.
nice.
You can
you
activate
can't
your
stack
chalice
heals
instead of,
anymore. You can't
potions
go
and
a
chalices
regular
having
health potion
cooldowns.
and
You'll be able to
chalice and have
activate
them
them
both at the same time.
more quickly and stack up the duration.
No longer have a
But we do
cooldown.
not
Potion
intend to
durations
have
will
you
stack up
let
to
you
3
have
times. Okay,
multiple
cool.
Different healing
That's nice.
potions running at the same time to like
No
double
more
up the
cooldowns
burst
on those, so you
Yeah,
can just
just
slam
one
them.
really long healing potion.
Yeah, so this is kind of covered by this next bullet point. Thank you, production, for jumping right to that. Potions no longer have cooldowns. Potion durations can
I need to
stack up
take
to
you
3
out.
times.
Honestly,
And this all
guys, tell me
health
what I
and
missed. I'm gonna
health
take
chalice
out
all
Cleo real
contributes
quick
to
to
the
go
same
pee.
type of
What's up,
stacking
King? Fallen,
effect.
how are you, bro?
Right.
Awesome. And then there's one other thing to talk about, and that's the variety of wards that we have.
This is a big one, sorry about this one with all the last minute active item changes and consumable changes, everything we did in CA1. Like we changed like the whole game in CA1.
Yeah.
Some little things got missed. So wards now have the proper Smite 1 duration of 180 seconds that, you know, with consumable wards, it makes sense to do that. When we were giving everyone's for free on cooldown, we wanted them shorter, more frequent, more quick loop, and the cooldown was lower. But now that you have to buy them, they're potentially rarer. We have the full duration, and the player who kills them will now gain 50 gold. Pon, anything to add here?
This also does count for the Eye of Providence. It does provide 50 gold as well, just as a note there, because it is the Eye of Providence one is a sentry ward. And we might change that going forward, so I just want to make a note that so people are aware of it. That might change going forward, but it will work that way this patch. So Eye of Providence, that one gets placed down, will give gold to the person who kills it.
Any ward you kill will get the gold.
Yep.
So there's no special exceptions. And if that makes Eye of Providence a little weak, maybe we'll be buffing that item. And, you know, that item was more designed without consumable wards, so I think we have to look at that one anyway. But as of right now, as a support player, I still love having Eye of Providence. Just like the extra warding, I think, is really valuable. With these longer durations in playtesting, it's been really valuable.
Yeah,
so,
vision is never not valuable.
Yeah.
So next up on the list, we have a single point under this next header, and it is a very big, bold, underlined point. We have a crit change.
That's right. When people were talking about wanting a nerf, what we were seeing a lot was nerf crit.
Nerf crit.
Yeah.
Got it.
So this is like probably the biggest nerf of the patch. A lot of the rest of the nerfs are a little bit smaller, but we're just decreasing the actual critical strike damage factor from 1.75 to 1.65.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
So that 10% less damage on every crit item, it effectively nerfs, you know, every crit item, every crit.
Yeah, every critical hit.
Stat, Jing Wei, she's going to get her own nerfs. Some of the crit items are also going to get other nerfs just to make sure.
Of course.
But yeah. That's the one to kick off our like items section. And as we go into all these items, really what we're going to see is a lot of the top performing burst items getting nerfed.
Okay.
That's going to include a couple different categories, but essentially we're nerfing a lot of the really OP stuff.
Yeah.
And we'll share some things as we go, me and Pon, about how we think that maybe will affect things that aren't even listed directly in the patch notes, but it'll still have an effect on those things.
Got it.
And I do also want to mention one other part of the crit nerf is there's a lot of the characters that have that kind of extra bonus scaling on their in hand. So think Crit Ymir, think Athena, where they get really big benefit from crit.
Yeah.
And this nerf, as well as how it interacts with items, allows us to keep those feeling strong when you aren't building crit, but tone down that effect when they do decide to go that crit path. So it keeps that being fun for the more general application case when they're building differently, without us having to tone it so far down that it doesn't feel like it hits at all when you're playing a non-crit build. So it just gives us more fine control. That's why we went this route over just strictly nerfing the crit items.
Awesome. Love to hear it. Well, with that being said, let's start talking about some of those nerfs, starting with stacking items.
Yeah, so essentially all of the Smite 1 stacking items we brought over are mega OP.
Yeah, very efficient.
Like, insanely OP. If you want to get the most out of your last few games before the next patch, you should be building these items in whatever role you can.
Literally from the devs.
Yeah. So Devourer's Gauntlets is going to get decreased initial strength and decreased strength and lifesteal per stack. It's just was giving way too many stats in general.
Got it. Transcendence up next.
Yep. Transcendence is going to see a similar nerf to its stats in the base strength and the decreased mana per stack. We didn't want to decrease too much the like unique effects on these items, so the mana to strength conversions and the flat penetration, because this is the only place that's really accessible in those items.
Of course.
With a slight exception for Book of Thoth, because Book of Thoth already had higher mana to int conversion, but you already generally get more int and more mana on int items, so it was like really, really double dipping. So you're going to see a decreased base intelligence in the Book of Thoth, as well as decreased mana, and a little touch to that mana conversion into int, because it's just these items are just giving so much power.
Awesome. And then the last of those is Gauntlet of Thieves.
And then Gauntlet of Thieves is going to be nerfed as well. And I got to put a couple, Pon and I, we got to put a couple asterisks on this one, because like this one just was wildly OP.
Yeah.
But we know that a lot of people were saying tanks did not feel effective in the patch.
Okay.
So we want to say, like, even though this one's being nerfed because this was like super mega mandatory. If you didn't buy it first, you were trolling.
This was about 2x effective compared to
2.7 or something items worth of stats
compared to
on
like
this
every
item.
other item in the game. And so it became you must build this or you are actually not going to be able to play.
Yeah.
Right. So this one's getting nerfed to be actually more in line and a more reasonable amount of stats that you would want as a tank. You still might want this item, but to let it better compete with the other items. And then a lot of the other things we mentioned today are DPS nerfs. Virtually every other change you're going to see today are burst damage nerfs, and we have a bunch of other tank item buffs
Yes.
So
Sorry.
overwhelmingly, this patch is a tank buffing patch.
Yeah.
But this one little,
Giuseppe
asterisk
has joined the
because he
Fonzo
left
family.
this in
Welcome.
place, like there just was a very hard path to get to balance.
Yeah, our goal was this item should still feel good to buy, but it shouldn't feel mandatory anymore. And we've done a lot of other tank.
Thank
buffs,
you.
Other tank
Rhino
items
chair
feel
stream is
overwhelming, feel
gone.
Good. And we also have, as
I'm
you're about
back.
to see, a whole bunch of things that are going to directly affect how effective people are at killing tanks.
Right. So the next section, segues right into this. Thanks,
What
Ron.
happened?
Yeah.
Penetration items. So we're
Showed
nerfing
wards?
a bunch of penetration items.
Whole
There's
lot of them.
Again, most of this came
Nerf
from a lot of
devs?
the
Nerf
Smite 1
trans?
ported items being ported over all at once. They brought
Yeah.
a lot of sources of penetration and very high amounts. So many of these items are going to see adjustments to that. So
Let's dive in.
Titan's Bane, decreased
Perfect
cost
pen,
and
dude.
decreased
Good
pen.
call.